and the handling is very, very good. It's very BMW. There's a lot of feel to it. There's a nice engine note to that 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's not the inline 6, but with the heavy traffic that we have here, I think this engine is more than enough. Hey guys, here we have the BMW 318i Business. So this is BMW's bread and butter, the 3 Series, and we can see it has redesigned headlights now for the facelift LCI model. Still has that twin DRLs going around. Here's the kidney grille, which is not so big. Quite like it. It looks sharp, especially in this black sapphire color. You can see it has a functional vent right here, and this is actually your parking sensors. Now this one being the business trim, you can see it has the chrome garnish on the windows. Here you can see dual exhausts, which are real. You have 318i badging right there. This one is powered by a 2.0 liter twin powered turbo. Here you have your 18-inch wheels, which looks very good. Overall, it looks premium. You can see the Hofmeister kink right there. It does say in the name that it's business, and this car is all business. Let's hop in the back seat and check out what the room is like here. Here's the back space of the 3 Series. You can see I have enough legroom. Footroom is also enough. I can just move about my feet. You have decent amount of storage space on the doors. Solid door sounding. You have this thick pillar going around here, and yeah, overall the materials feel very premium. Here's the center console. 2 cup holders right here. You have dual air vents at the rear as well to keep the passengers nice and cool. And you have your temperature controls right here as well, and your modes. 2 USB-Cs for charging, 2 map pockets, and I have this amount of headroom. We can see that the dashboard is very minimalist, and overall the build quality feels solid. Hopping inside the middle seat with the center tunnel, it does feel higher compared to the outboard seats, and I have this amount of headroom left. But yeah, you do straddle this center tunnel right here, and since this is a narrow car, fitting 3 people abreast can be quite challenging. The boot is power operated as well. You have no storage space underneath, but you do get 2 cubbies on the side. Fairly reasonable size for its class, and again you have a power operated boot, which I think is a premium feature for this car, for the 3 Series. With that said, let's go ahead and take it for a drive. You have a BMW door sill right there. Solid door sounding. Here's the key for the car. This one is your unlock. Your lock is this one, the BMW logo, trunk release, and a diamond logo, which turns on your park light. So when you're finding it in the car park, just press this and the car will illuminate. So this is the key. Let's just put it right here. Turn on the engine by pushing this start engine stop right here. You do have power seats with 2-seat memory right there. All 4 windows are automatic. You have your side mirror controls right there with auto dimming, together with the rear view mirror as well. Fasten our seat belts. Now the seats, they do feel heavily bolstered. The steering wheel has a 3-spoke design with leather wraps, and you have your cruise control right here and your multifunction controls for the gauge right there. It is manually adjustable, and there you have it. You have paddle shifters. For this one is the iDrive 8.5, is that right? Oh, just an 8. Okay.
Yes.
One thing I noticed with the pre-facelift car, you have parang controls right here, tama ba?
Yes.
Now they moved it here in the infotainment. Everything.
Yes.
You have your fan speed right here. You can control it very easily. You have your temperature controls right there. It appears here naman every time, no? Like,
Yes.
so when you want to change the fan speed, you just hit this one and adjust. Or you can just set it automatically. Everything is packed here in the iDrive so that you'll have a minimalist cabin. Now you still have the typical BMW center console right here. So you have your toggle switch right here for the gears. You have your reverse. And it does have a backup camera and front and rear parking sensors for drive. You just put it down and then flick it once for neutral and hit this P for park. Parking brake, you have an electronic switch right here. Pull it up to engage it, and you also have an auto hold function right here. Various modes as well: Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro, which we'll try out later. For now, let's put it in Comfort. You have your auto start stop button right here. So when you come into a complete stop, the car can turn off the engine with the air conditioning running. And you have large vents to keep you cool. So you have some shortcut buttons right here for your hazard. All of these are capacitive touch. And again, like with the i4, you have a panel right here to cover the cup holders, and we want to just push it. So you have 2 cup holders, a 12-volt power outlet, USB-A. You do have a high center console right here. Fairly decent amount of space on the center console, which is also illuminated, and it does have the USB-C charging right there. It's leather wrapped, so it feels nice to the touch. Interesting facts: you have your RPM gauge right here, speed right here, fuel gauge is right here actually, quite small, and you have your coolant temperature right there and outside temperature as well. So let's go ahead and take it for a drive. Flick it down for drive and disengage the parking brake. This one being the iDrive 8, it still has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and again the live view, which is very trippy. You can also see the lights in action right here. So far in comfort mode, the ride is pretty quiet. The suspension soaks up bumps pretty well. Overall, the visibility is great in this car. The windows aren't that small, even though outside it looks very dynamic. Gear shifts are very seamless in comfort, and it shifts instantly. Looking at the rear through the rear view mirror is easy because of the large windows. What's nice about BMWs is that they prioritize the driver. So with this one, the driving position is so spot on. Now you feel like you're driving in the car rather than on the car. And the seats, as I mentioned, are well bolstered. You do feel like you're in a sports sedan here, even though that this is a business trim. Switch it to sport. Very brisk on its feet. The 2.0 is light, and the handling is very, very good. It's very BMW. There's a lot of feel to it. It's nicely weighted as well. Yeah, overall the 2.0 is very punchy. You can switch it to sport mode, the transmission. This one has an 8-speed now.
Yes.
8-speed transmission. So if we switch to Eco Pro and change it to M, there you go. The engine turned off so that it will maximize its fuel economy. Let's play around with the iDrive 8 for a while, and here you have your navigation, interior lighting as well. So meron siyang ambient lighting here, no, sa doors and sa some parts of the dash. You also have dynamic light, which changes the color depending on your driving mode. Oh, and the warning lights when you open the door.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the navigation is right here. It's responsive. There you go, the engine turned on. Now, when it turns off, you don't feel it, but when it turns on, kind of feel the engine turning on. Now, if you don't like that, you can always turn it off right here. It's very nice that they included this so that you can look at your vehicle even though you're inside and appreciate adaptive content. Ooh, okay, so here you can see your acceleration meter. Try to sport. It is much more responsive in the sportiest setting. Engine noise is okay. It's not as, intrusive as I thought it would be. And driving this, I love how you can see the hood line of this car, and you can see the sharp crease right there. It's like you're driving something very special. If you're in adaptive content and you switch to sport mode, you can see your various meters right here for your torque, power, and your turbo boost as well. And it's also nice that they give you a engine oil temperature readout.
May times na
Nag-off.
that fresh air come in.
There's a nice engine note to that 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's not the inline 6, but you know, with the heavy traffic that we have here in Manila, I think this engine is more than enough. And it feels light. So, you know, driving it is fairly easy. The steering is light in comfort, but when you put it in sport, it is nicely weighted as well. In addition, fuel economy.
It's around 8 to 10 kilometers per liter.
Okay.
Realistic.
That's fairly reasonable for the size of the car and the engine. And diba, twin power turbo ka pa. As with every BMW, build quality is different. It's like every material feels solid talaga. Like this one doesn't even shake. No, ang ganda ng Z4. One thing I noticed with the transmission is that when you're in the sport mode, it is very responsive. So there's a little bit of jerking happening, but if you leave it in comfort, it's very smooth. You barely notice the shifts. Again to Eco Pro. Okay guys, that was a drive off the BMW 3 Series. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified once I upload a new video. This has been TJ. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.